All right. Hello, everyone. We have such an exciting conversation that we're going to have today about how to stay motivated when your motivation is on vacation. This is going to be a great discussion because motivation is something that we always are challenged with. And we're going to talk to you about some tips that can help you when you're thinking about being motivated. Okay, so we're working out a couple logistics now. All right, so let me see what we're going to do. So my audio may go out for just a moment as we're working through a couple of things. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. All right. Yes, yes, exciting. I know. I
Hello.
I am so excited to be with you today. I do not know why it was, when I was selecting it, it was just giving us some problems. But I appreciate the suggestion. I'm so happy to be able to speak with you today and provide some motivation to the individuals watching. I'm waving at everybody. Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you. So,
Hello.
we're going to talk about motivation. So, Dr. Alice, so what are some tips that you would like to share to help our viewers just become more motivated when their motivation is on vacation?
Yeah, actually, first of all, hello to you. I'm super excited to join this live. As last time we have
Me
to
too.
postpone it due to some reasons.
That's all right.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
So according to me, first of all, motivation is like a need or a want which we need. Okay. So for this, we have to encourage people to do or to achieve their goals, right?
Mhm.
So there are few things. First of all, we should know why motivation is important for us. Like uh, we can say why we want a goal, why we want to achieve that particular thing in life, right? So what are your opinions? Like how do you stay motivated when you feel so dull or out of it?
Mhm. Yeah, that's a great question, Dr. Alice. So one of my dear friends uh, asked specifically about this topic, and one of the things that helped me is something that you just alluded to a minute ago, is determining what is really important to you. And so some of the things I do with my clients in a coaching session, and it's something that anyone listening can do now, is determine different aspects of your life: personal, professional, spiritual, financial, whatever it is specifically for you.
Exactly.
And think about what you just said. What is most important to you? And I think once we have the opportunity to reflect on ourselves and think about what's most important to me professionally, what's most important to me personally, and really try to dive down deep and figure out what it is, that's very, very helpful. Something that's helped me along the way when it comes to those days, because we all have those days where you don't feel like doing nothing, or you may have had just a major setback to happen. I try to reflect on what is it that took my motivation away. Was it a conversation I had? Was an event that happened? Did somebody just, say something inappropriate? Like, what was it? And really putting yourself in a situation where you feel confident in your abilities and in yourself that you can overcome it. Visualization has helped me quite a bit. I have several kids, and so a lot of times for me personally, I don't, laundry is always an issue. On laundry will just make you sad sometimes. It just does, because you have so much to do. But if I just mentally envision, okay, if I can imagine in my mind that all the laundry is done and all the clothes are so organized, that thought itself and just mentally putting that in my mind helps me to say, you know what, I would much rather feel happy than feel sad. And so that helps me just to keep myself motivated by painting that mental picture, not necessarily just with laundry, but really with anything in life. Professionally, if you're trying to do something and you feel like, I just can't do it, I can't take this test, I don't want to take this test, this is too hard, just envision yourself in the future, like talking to your future self. Your future self is being a doctor somewhere or practicing whatever industry you're in, and you're happy. And hopefully that will help you just carry that mental picture to move forward and stay motivated. What are some suggestions that you have?
Actually, first of all, few things are there, according to me, that makes us influenced to gain motivation or to keep going. Like how much you want your goal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, achieving your goal. What will you gain from it? Right? And what will you lose if you will not achieve your goal? There are some things we should always keep in mind while doing something or to keep ourselves going and keep motivating ourselves. Like we also have some our own personal expectations from ourselves, right? There is at least one thing that each and every person wants to change. And for that to change, we need some motivation, like we should change our old habits or we should cope up with the opportunities of challenges to go through that. These are few things. And first of all, what I do to motivate myself is I just wake up and first thing I do is just make my bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's also a goal. You should do this, some things that you want to do, right? To set some particular and small goals and achieve them. And that will make you happy by doing small things. You can be happy and do you can have a bigger vision to achieve more things in life just by doing a little of few things, right? Yeah. So I can say, first of all, set some goals. If you are dealing with some issues, like some people have mental issues, health disorders, like anxiety and depression, and they feel so depressed, so unmotivated, right? So they should consult some counselors
Mm-hmm.
or can go talk to their friends or family. And small conversations or things will help them achieve something or different in their life. I think that's my opinion. What will you suggest in this point?
So I think one of the things you mentioned that is so impactful, multiple things you mentioned, and I'm so excited we'll be able to talk about this, is the fact that making those small goals, whatever it is in your life, and once it can be just, as you mentioned, just making your bed, doing something that you normally wouldn't do. When you accomplish a small goal like that, it's not something to be taken for granted because you have just mentally taken a step in your mind to do something better or to help yourself stay motivated when you don't want to. The word motivation, it means a desire or willingness to do something. So the key part is to do
Do
something.
some,
You're going to have to do something even though you don't feel like it. And once you accomplish that small goal that you mentioned, really reflect on how that makes you feel. I mean, when you make your bed in the morning, how do you feel? You feel like, when you come home, the bed's made. The rest may
yeah,
be in chaos, but at least the
it's
bed
neat and
remained,
clean. Yeah,
exactly. And so I think reflecting on those small wins and how you feel, that's what's important to me because I use those same feelings when I look at my bed. Let's say, for instance, I don't want to make it if I'm super busy, and you feel so good when you come home when your bed's made, then say, you know what? I like that feeling. I want that feeling. I'm going to go ahead and make up this bed real quick. And then that is just one step to help you stay motivated. And then reaching out for help too. As you mentioned, we're doctors. We're not providing medical advice specifically about this, but there are individuals that can help you if you are suffering from depression and anxiety and you need some help. So having that help is really important too.
yeah.
So what are some things that's helped you stay motivated just on your journey as you are, doing a couple things? I know you're in the educational program. So what's some things that's helped you stay motivated?
there are few certain things that keep me motivated. Like, yeah, I have a bigger vision of how I want my future to be. So that's the main thing that I am keep motivating myself and keep pushing myself. Like, no, you can't give up. You have to do this. You
Mm-hmm.
have to achieve. You have to achieve what you dreamt of, right? So there are certain things I always kept in my mind, and as I am the younger sibling among, so I feel like I should do great things, good things. So my younger ones will learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
See, okay, and I keep to keep myself motivated. I just track a few things. Okay, tracking things to achieve your goal is important, right? Like you should make a routine out of it. Like you can pen down your goals, you can track them by keeping a diary or any app. Like you have to walk 1,000 steps. So you just put it on your watch and go for it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And stay positive, talk positive, surround yourself with positive people that will give you motivation, that will make help you keep going. Okay, and you should stay calm. You should relax yourself. That's for me is pretty much important because for me my mental peace, my mental health is what I keep on priority. I don't want any such nuisance around me or any such negative people who will make me sad or like these are few things I always keep in my mind to achieve or to do something. Like I can go for meditate. You can do meditate if you want to relax yourself or calm yourself down. You can do 5 to 10 minutes. You can give for meditating. That's a very great exercise for mind and for yourself too. What do you think about meditation? Is
I,
that help?
yeah, and I think just
Um,
finding out whatever meditation is going to help you, whatever that is, it could be so many things. You could be just reflecting on some of those wins that we talked about and how you felt and how you like that feeling and you want to keep motivating yourself to do more. Yeah, I think meditation is so critically, it is very important, and that self-reflection is important too. And also, just you mentioned a great point about staying positive. Positive self-talk is so important when you feel unmotivated, and especially when your motivation is on vacation. That means your motivation just went somewhere else and it's not here. We need to bring it back. So the best way to bring it back is really to think about how can you move forward, not dwell in the past, stay in the past, surround yourself with negative people, really adjust your surroundings and make sure you're around people that are positive and you keep your mind positive. And a lot of times you'll have to say no to certain things and certain people. It may be uncomfortable at first, but honestly, you're right. You have to really protect your mental peace, your mental health, because there's so many people out there that are maybe not at that place where you are mentally, and sometimes they can drag you down without even knowing it. So really setting those boundaries is so important to help bring your motivation back, because there's so many factors that go into it when your motivation is just done. And sometimes it can be the people that you're around. So make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that are positive, that are supportive, that are real with you, but not necessarily trying to make your situation, make you feel bad about your situation, regardless of what it is.
right. Like, we say taking small steps at a time are better than taking a big giant leap
Mm-hmm.
to keep going. Small steps, small actions, or small little things do
Yes.
matter, right? Yeah, momentum should be kept according
Exactly.
to me. Exact. Yeah. And
Yes.
we should not have a particular self time, self session, self positive session to talk. Like, yeah, instead of saying I can't do this, I can say I will do this, I can do this, and I will do
Mm-hmm.
this. That will keep you going.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
also for keeping yourself motivated, join some groups, some support groups that are these days pretty popular, and consult a counselor is the best for everything,
Hmm.
Like
Absolutely. Yeah.
professional help can't even match the normal personal help.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is some really, really great points that you made. That positive self-talk. So it's so easy when you have just been in a place where you're not motivated for you to, your first thought is, oh God, I can't do this, I can't. It's like, I would say as soon as you even mentally or even think, just stop, stop, don't
Yeah.
do it, don't do it, say
Take
I
a
can
break.
instead. Exactly, because even speaking those words, you're pretty much telling your mind, I can't do this. And we don't want any of you to be that way. We want you to stay motivated, want to be positive.
Motivated.
So it does start with that positive self-talk, as you mentioned. So next time you feel like you want to say, I can't, stop, Rhonda, just stop. Don't do it.
Yeah,
Say I
exactly.
can
I can.
instead. Even though you feel
I
like you
will.
might feel like you can't, exactly, I can, I will, and just push through it anyways, and just keep going. And as you mentioned, those little steps will turn into really big steps, and that's where that motivation will come back.
Just take a
Awesome.
break. Just take a break. Relax yourself and start off fresh.
Yes. Yes. Definitely
That's
start
what
off
I
fresh.
do. I always take small breaks when I feel like I am not feeling good. I'm not feeling motivated. I just take a break. I won't do anything. I spend
Hmm.
my day like a lazy ass,
Hmm.
and then and then I start afresh. Like, yeah, I can do this. I just boost myself up.
Exactly. And just take, sometimes you need that time to take a break. So I hope these tips
Exactly.
have been helpful. I would definitely really first just appreciate everybody. Appreciate Dr. Alice for taking her time out of her
Thank
schedule. I
you
know it's
so much.
late your time right now to talk about this topic. I hope you've been able to get some piece of information that will help you when your motivation goes on vacation. There's a lot of people that have joined. I just appreciate you all for taking time out of your day to join us today. So I'm looking through some of the comments. While I'm looking through, if you have a question or if you have
Yeah.
something specific that you want to share that Dr. Alice and myself can address for you within the next couple minutes, we'd be more than happy to do it. I'm going to go ahead and while I'm waiting for questions, I'm going to tell you what I see over here in the comments so I can make sure we have Honey, keep it up. What else we have? Some good shout outs here. Fighting Alex, Honey. That's very nice. There's a hello there. All right. You are motivation, Honey. Keep it up. All right. Appreciate all that. Hello, Dr. Allison, other back. Hello. Awesome. So do any of you have any questions? Any situations that may have came up for you and you're wondering, maybe what could I have done to be more motivated in a situation like that? Anything at all. We're here to support you and help you out as best as we can. We're learning things from each other across the globe, and just really appreciate you for spending your time here. I want to provide you with as much value as you can. So let's see. It's just hard to start, but once you go, you can do anything. That
Yeah, right.
is true. Yeah, it is hard to start. I mean, do you want to share some insight on that, Dr. Alice?
Yeah, like keep going is the key to anything. You can do anything. Just keep going. Don't stop. Stop to take a break. That's it. But don't
Mm-hmm.
stop. Don't put a full stop on it. Just a comma work.
Absolutely. Yeah, just keep going. And as I mentioned, I looked at the definition of motivation, and it's important because sometimes we just throw words around and we don't know the true meaning. And the definition is you have the desire or willingness to do something. So that to do, as you mentioned, just it's hard to start, but it's a matter of just keep doing it. And if you have to take a break, like I said, take a break.
Stay stress free. Stress free. If you will stay stress free, you can stay motivated.
Yes.
Find things, find hobbies, like whatever you like to keep going. Read knowledgeable books. Read books that give you positivity.
Hmm.
Stay connected to your spirituality. That will also help you at some point or the other to keep going.
Hmm. Exactly. Yep. That's important too. And then building up your confidence for yourself, and then particularly if you're in a work setting or any setting, really developing your executive presence too, because that in itself will help to deflect nonsense. Sometimes you'll have people that will just test you. They
Yeah,
will test and try you and just try to stress you
that's
up and
very hectic
try
and
to
that
stress you
really
out.
pisses me off.
Exactly. So building up your confidence, your executive presence. I know that's one of the things I help a lot of my clients do because it's so important. Because I'm telling you, you have to build a good offense. Is you have to have a really good defense. So you have to protect yourself too.
Exactly. That's so much needed, you know. Like after a hectic and tiring day, you have to keep going. You have to keep yourself motivated to
Hmm.
next day to deal with all those people again. That's a hell of a life
Yes.
at some point.
Yes. You're 100% right about that. Because yeah, you'll get tested every day is a test. It's a test, and
At
sometimes we do
every
good, sometimes we
point.
don't.
Yeah.
Also, I have a question. Awesome. So, what if like everything is out of the track and you're just feeling numb? Well, that's a really good question, Dr. Alice. Do you want to start off with that one?
Sure. I would like to say just relax yourself first of all. Okay. Keep everything out of your mind. Just stay blank and rest yourself. Find peace. And then slowly keep yourself getting on track. Don't be afraid to do anything. Just be consistent. Take a break and go on. What are your views?
I think that the first part you mentioned, actually everything you just mentioned, is a great place to start when you are feeling numb. Because when you're feeling numb, you're over it, right? You're just over it, like, I'm done. I think that what you mentioned is awesome. That's a great place to start. I think once you're at that point where you've taken a break and you've had the opportunity to just recoup yourself, I think it's a great opportunity to reflect and think about, well, what happened to make me feel this way? What is it that took place? Was it a conversation? Was it an event? Whatever it was. But find out what it is that made you feel that way, and then start to think of how can we turn this around and make whatever that situation more positive, or try to at least protect yourself from that situation happening again, depending on what it is. Of course, we have to know more, but yeah,
Keep
starting
yourself
with that.
motivated and stay positive.
Exactly.
Positivity
It,
is a must. Is a big must for me.
yes, it is. It
Yeah.
is. Was I hope that was helpful for the individual that
Sakshi.
asked. Yep. I hope that was helpful. There's another comment, not a full stop, just a comma. That's a nice statement. Keep going, and taking mental and physical break between our journey is a necessity for sure. Absolutely. Uh, I hope I pronounced it correctly. Evane, I hope 00. If I messed it up, I'm so sorry about that. But that's a really great statement here. All right. Let's see. What other questions do you all have? Those are some really great questions, or any statements, anything that's helped you be motivated along your journey. We're here to help everyone. Dr. Alice and I are just here to facilitate the conversation. Would love to really hear from you all to see what's helped you stay motivated when your motivation went on vacation, or if you have some specific questions, we'd be happy to answer them. All right, let me check. Dr. Alice, you're doing great. Thank you so much. Our work. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just keep working. Shri Sakish
Sakshi Shri.
Sakshi Sakshi. Yes, just
Yeah.
keep going, keep pushing. I mean, it's challenging, but the fact that you're even acknowledging that is really important to your motivation to get you where you need to
Exactly.
be.
Keep
Because a lot of
going.
times
Take
people don't.
slow steps.
Exactly.
Slow and steady wins the race, you know.
Hmm. Yes, absolutely. Any other questions anyone else has? Any questions, any statements before we finish up with perhaps a few closing thoughts? I just appreciate you all for joining. I'm really excited to see your responses and just engaging and having a conversation with us. It's very, very helpful. And yes, it is very true. Yes, yes, absolutely.
Actually, I have a question.
Okay.
How do you keep yourself motivated? Having kids, having job, and despite of everything,
Mhm.
how you keep going? How you keep yourself motivated? That's a big task actually. Just to think
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. Well, that's a really great question. I appreciate you asking. So, for me, I have a tremendous support. I have an amazing husband who is just the biggest supporter of me
So
and
that's
everything that
sweet.
I do. So that's all. That's number one. Him. Of course, just taking care of my family is important. But for me, when I was growing up and developing and becoming a professional, becoming a doctor, I didn't really have someone tell me executive presence, being confident. I didn't really have that guidance there. And so my motivation really is to help you all and really to help you try to become more motivated and learn those skills and techniques that we just are not taught. We're not taught how to really become confident. We're not taught how to speak in public. We're not taught how to have an executive presence and really protect ourselves and position ourselves as authorities. And so that really is my motivation because I want to help as many people as I can. I wish that I had somebody tell me how to do things as I was growing up. I probably would be doing some other things right now, but just being able to help support other people on the international.
Yeah, that's really so sweet of you, helping people. I also try
Yes.
my best to help at least a few people in my life, and that really makes us happy.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
does. It is very rewarding to help others, regardless of your profession that you're in. But yeah, that's what motivates me. It's fun. There's life that I want to have personally for myself and my family, and just having that mental picture in my mind of what I want my lifestyle to look like is a huge motivator for me. So when I have those days where I'm just like, you know what, I got a million things going on, I just kind of sit, close my eyes. That's personally for me. You don't have to close your eyes, but I mentally paint that picture of what that life is that I want to have. And I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. I'll get up at 2:30. I do what I have to do to try to make things happen. And then one day the manifestation of all that will come into place. And then there you are. Every single day you kind of felt like your motivation was on vacation. Guess what? Now it's back and you're doing more things to impact the world.
Okay, so tell me how you keep your personal life and professional life different, and like you get sometimes so frustrated, so irritated that you can't keep yourself positive or you can't keep yourself calm.
Mm-hmm.
So after coming home, how do you deal with all these things? Like I personally want to know this.
Oh, okay. Okay, sure, sure. Yeah, so I think, the personal, to answer your first portion of your question, in personal professional life, you have to have boundaries. There has to be some boundaries there. And it's not only boundaries, I think people think of boundaries as between people sometimes. That's true, but there's also boundaries within here because there's
But
certain places
sometimes
that you just,
that's pretty tough
it
to make
is.
boundaries.
It is hard, but those small steps you take every day, those small positive affirmations you give to yourself, that positive self-talk can really help you kind of set those boundaries, and you kind of have to protect yourself from thinking things that are not going to help and benefit and serve you. The best way in terms of staying calm is to know that there's something greater that you're doing on this earth, whatever it is. And the grand scheme of things, we all have a life to live, and ultimately, is this situation that's happening right now, is it really going, is it really that important right now if something were to happen the following day. And that's kind of a guide I use, because some things are just in my mind, what I deal with on a daily basis is either it's a fire, I mean, I got to deal with this right now, or not. But if it's really just not that big of a deal, then it's let it go. So you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take care of the issue, solve the problem, but I have a bigger purpose, a bigger calling that I'm doing in my life. And maybe this particular situation is not necessarily serving that. And then just building a strong executive presence. I can't say that enough. I see that so many times where people they get themselves in situations where they may be having a conversation and someone is making them feel intimidated, and they just kind of put themselves in a bad situation, or maybe they don't accept the right salary they wanted to have, or maybe they just do a job that they're like, man, I know I shouldn't have did that. But you're in a situation where you feel like you have to set that boundary and set that tone to say, okay, there's some things I will do and there's some things I won't do. And I think a lot of times we don't have that defined, and it makes that gray area, and it can make things stressful, make things frustrating for us. So I try to prevent that at all costs and keep myself positive.
That's so good. That's really helped me a lot. I'll keep these things in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be tested every day. You're gonna be tested every day, but just building those confidence skills, that executive presence, it's so important. It's so important. There's a book I'm actually writing on that, on executive presence, because I feel like it's just something that we just don't learn about. It's just something that we don't learn. And a lot of times people get taken advantage of, or people take your kindness for weakness. And it just makes life really stressful for you. And I don't want anyone to experience something.
Sometimes we feel so drained of energy, emotions, motivation, everything.
Yeah.
That is, and they are so challenging.
It is, but just having the right support, the right individuals to help you on your journey that have maybe been there and can show you, look, if this situation comes up, this is how you probably need to handle it to protect yourself and protect your peace and your sanity. So there's a couple. Let me see what comments we have.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have Insignia Coffee. Keep on going, my Alice bro. All right, we have another one. It's from earlier. It says, staying motivated can be challenging at times. It can fluctuate over time. Absolutely. It is important to be patient and kind to yourself during moments of low motivation. Oh, absolutely. That is so true. Dr. Alice, do you have anything else you want to add to that?
No, that's really a great statement. Staying motivated is literally challenging. After having a hectic day at work, what I do is I need my family. I spend my time with them, I talk to them, and that really helps me sort a lot of things. That makes me feel relaxed, and I feel like a lot of heavy burden is released from my head.
Right.
So talking out things is also a very great therapy, and one must practice it daily with their family, their friends, or whomever they can rely on.
Right. Exactly. And I would add to that, one of the things I learned, and I'm waving at everybody, so I'm catching up. But one of the things that I learned, not actually, I would say not early on in the career, I say middle career, is that if you're in a work environment or environment where you have to deal with maybe not the most positive things on a regular basis, try your best to keep that at work. Don't bring it home, because your family is so positive. They're happy to see you majority of the time, all the time, hopefully. And you want to just separate that work from home, because I found, many, many years ago when working with clients, is that sometimes they would bring in their negative or drama that happens at work and bring it in home, and then it just doesn't create that positive environment. So that's one thing I would say, is just to keep things separate. A lot of times we do feel like, okay, I just want to go to work and just deal with this and not just talk about it at home. Sometimes you just don't need to. And I think in your mind, you're setting your own boundary up to where, okay, there's a certain place that I'm not going when I'm with my family. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be the person that they need to see to be supportive. I'm not going to let this job or situation bring me down.
Yeah, that's important. Actually, keeping negativity out of your house. It's
Yes.
a great thing.
And we don't really think about it. We sometimes it's automatic. I come home, oh man, let me tell
Exactly.
you about this day today. I had this place, I had all this stuff happen. And I just learned that, you know what? Just keep that day to yourself. Be present, be positive, be happy with your family, deal with it another day. And
Exactly.
if that situation's not serving you, then just make your plan to find another situation that will be better.
Any more
Let
questions?
me look through and see. Let me
Sure.
see what we have. And I appreciate you all for joining and asking questions. Alluring F Alluring Flower said, I so agree. We do too. All right. I don't see any other questions, any comments at the moment. Do you have like a closing statement you want to make before we get off of here and have everybody go to sleep or go to work or whatever they're about to do?
That it's just I want to say keep going. Never stop yourself. Taking breaks are great. They are so good. Just take a break and keep going. Keep pushing yourself. Keeping up the momentum is the key. Slow and steady wins the race. Like we all have heard the story of rabbit and tortoise. So
Mm-hmm.
just take slow steps and never stop. Always push yourself. Like, yes, you can, you will. And when you wake up, just say, I will have a great day today. I'll keep myself positive and I can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do. That's
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. And I think to add to that, just practicing just gratefulness. I'm thankful to God every day of what I have in my life and my family. That's amazing. And just being just so appreciative of where I am right now and where I am on my journey. And then just keep going. Don't lose momentum. A lot of times, if you get
Exactly.
tired, as Dr. Alice said, just take a break. Take a break, relax, but don't lose momentum for too long because that's how you kind of can get stuck in your vacation. Your motivation says, well, I guess you're not doing anything, so I'm going to go take a vacation. So we don't want that to happen. So just keep moving forward. Awesome. Well, I don't see any other questions at the moment from anyone. I'm checking to see if I see anything else. There's another comment from Anna Shaquille. I'm so sorry if I didn't say the name correctly, but says Alice, you're doing great. So yeah, we appreciate you all for joining. And Dr. Alice, I once again just thank you so much for spending time with me today to talk about being motivated and helping some of our viewers and followers stay motivated as well. And I just appreciate you because I did ask our group who would want to join and collaborate with me to talk about this important topic, and I appreciate you being the one to answer that. So thank you
I was
so
so
much. I really
excited
hope
and
this
so
helpful.
happy. I was really so excited to collab with you.
Yeah.
Last time when we have to postpone it, I was like, oh shit, I missed it.
I
But
know.
then you, but then you came up and postponed it to next Thursday, and I was like, yeah, I can do it. That will be great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That's a big part of confidence is that you have to build confidence in yourself, but other people have to see your confidence too. So if I say I'm going to do something, I will do it for sure.
I really love today's session. I would look more forward to have more such sessions with you.
Yeah,
Just call
absolutely.
me anytime whenever you want me. I'll be
Okay.
glad and I'll be happy.
Okay, awesome. It sounds good. It sounds good.
Yeah,
Anybody else needs help? Just follow Dr. Alice, follow myself. We both have some really great content that we posting on Instagram, and I believe we Instagram's your main platform. I have Instagram. I am doing more videos on YouTube, so if you want some more direct
sure.
information that I'm talking more about, just follow at Excite Excellence, subscribe, And I promise if you have a question or something comes up, I will do a video. I'll give you a shout out if you want me to. But yeah, we're here to help you. And it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. And
Thank
I
you
hope
so
everybody has a
much.
great day. Yeah. And if you're watching on the replay, just reach out to us if you have any questions.
Sure.
All right, awesome. You have a good day, and everybody have a good day, good night, good evening, whatever time of this beautiful world it is for you right now. So y'all take
Sure.
care. All
Okay, bye.
right. Bye.